Well, joining me now, live now from Stanford, California, is Arash Aramesh, who's a National Security Analyst at Stanford Law School. Thank you very much for joining us. Is this a turning point, do you think, for US-Iran relations?
It's not a turning point, no, and it's premature to call it that. However, after 33 years of no official diplomatic contact, now that the Iranian Minister of Foreign Affairs and the American Secretary of State are willing to sit at the same table, it's a big deal. Again, it's not a turning point, but it's a big deal. And we have to see what comes out of this. It's good to see Catherine Ashton, the European Union Foreign Policy Chief, Javad Zarif, the Iranian, and Secretary of State John Kerry, his counterpart, the American counterpart, to all be at the same table. There were reports last minute that after all the delegates left the room, Secretary John Kerry and Minister Javad Zarif stayed behind and actually exchanged some words. So that's a very positive development.
Indeed, and we heard the same thing about a meeting between those two leaders. What does Iran want to get out of all of this? Because they've already said that they want to be treated as a significant regional power.
Several years now, especially the past 2 to 3 years of backbreaking sanctions, global international sanctions against Iran because of its nuclear program, have brought the Iranian government to its knees. President Rouhani, who won by a good solid majority last summer, early summer, his main rhetoric, his main campaign promise was to make the economy work and address people's economic concerns. And the first thing he had to address, and he has to address, is to make sure that the international community and all these global sanctions are lifted. Part of Iran's ailments, economic ailments, aside from mismanagement domestically, are directly due to economic sanctions on its banking sector, on its oil production. So in order to make sure that the Iranian economy can somehow breathe and take a fresh breath, they have to make sure that they cooperate with the international community on this nuclear program to lift the sanctions. That is their main goal. Now, but they have to make sure that they address Western concerns, and Western concerns about enrichment, weaponization. All these matters are going to be on the table, and it's up to the Iranian delegation to meet the demands of the international community.
Okay, let's talk a little bit more about the demands of the international community. What exactly do those 6 world powers want to see from Iran? Well, back in February, they